to go ahead and answer a question this week. Sorry we didn't get up one last week. I was a little bit under the weather, so I wasn't able to create a video. But this week we did get a question from Britt in Illinois, and she asked, I am on a limited budget. How should I prioritize to make sure my wedding doesn't look cheap? First thing you need to do is to decide what is most important to you for your wedding day. You need to sit down, you and your fiance, and really decide together what is most important to you both to get out of the wedding. Is it to have an awesome party, so you're putting money into the reception? Is it to be married in a beautiful church and you can put money into the ceremony? So you really need to decide what is most important to you guys and think long term as far as, photography. If you put money into that, you're going to be having pictures that will be with you for your lifetime. Whereas in, your wedding dress or something like that is only used typically for one day. And so you could decide to cut down your budget on the wedding dress and then put that into the ceremony or reception. So try to make a list and then go from there. So you put the most money into what you think is top priority. And once you decide that, there are a lot of ways to cut down on your budget. So we actually have articles on our website under wedding planning to help with this. We have a list of the top 10 ways to save money on your wedding. Oftentimes it looks cheap if you try to lower the quality of the service that you're getting for things that you think are important. So just keep that in mind. But here is our list of the top 10. Avoid Saturdays. Oftentimes you can get a great deal on weddings if you get married on a Friday or a Sunday or during the week. But a lot of times vendors aren't able to book these days, so they'll give you great discounts if you do them on an off day. Number 2, trim your guest list. By removing people from your guest list, it can save you hundreds of dollars. Number 3, repurpose items in your wedding. This is a great idea, especially I've seen a lot of bridesmaids bouquets. They use them as bouquets, obviously, during the ceremony. And then there's vases set up on reception tables, and then they can double as reception centerpieces. Number 4, go online. Oftentimes you can find great deals on online stores, including Maryland's Keepsakes. And then generally you don't have sales tax, so you can save a lot of money by shopping online for your wedding accessories and personalized gifts for your wedding. Call in favors from friends and families is number 5. There are talents that people have that often they're more than willing to offer them as a service to you for your wedding day. If you know someone that's a photographer, sometimes they'll be willing to give that to you as your wedding gift, or someone that has great handwriting, they could help address your wedding invitations. So these are ways to save money with just people that you already know. So just really brainstorm and see if there's people that have talents that you could use for your wedding, and then reach out to them and just see what they say, and that could save you a lot of money. And they might not do it for free, but they might be able to discount it for you. Number 6, remove the fat from your food choices. Select foods that are going to be a little bit cheaper in price, and your caterer or whoever you're going through generally can help you with this. But instead of doing hors d'oeuvres and an entree and an open bar, sometimes you can just do as minimal as a cake and punch reception, so not even having a sit-down meal. Or you could choose to make it a cash bar, and that can save a lot of money. So just make sure you know all your options when it comes to the food, and don't feel obligated to do a sit-down meal if that's not something that's high priority on your list. I know a lot of people will probably, say, oh, you have to have a sit-down meal, but you don't. You can make it however you want. You can have just hors d'oeuvres, or you can just have the cake. And so just remember, it's your wedding day, and and make sure that you, like I said, prioritize what you want from the wedding. Number 7, turn down the music. You could create a playlist, have that playing at the reception, and it'll just cycle through the songs. So no one would be specifically DJing the music, but you could have someone that is announcing and then obviously put the music on, and it would just play through the songs that you choose to have at the reception. Number 8, do it yourself. A lot of times there are easy kits that you can do, especially for your wedding programs, even your invitations, wedding favors. I wouldn't do everything do it yourself. It just takes a lot of time unless you're super crafty, and I'm not, so I wouldn't be able to. But a lot of people try to save too much money, I feel like, in this area, and really just pick 1 or 2 things and then do them really well. It's when you take on too much that then it becomes where you're concerned about of it looking cheap. So you don't want it to look cheap, but you can definitely take out a lot of the budget from doing do-it-yourself projects. So definitely keep that in mind. Number 9, borrow. Think about this. Instead of buying stuff for your weddings, especially decorations, rent them. There are companies that rent even furniture, chairs and stuff. Linens obviously is pretty typical to rent. But you might have stuff in your own house that you could use, or your parents' house that they might be able to loan to you as decorations for your wedding. So just keep that in mind, that you don't necessarily have to own everything that you use for your wedding. You can borrow stuff and rent stuff from people that you know. Number 10, you could elope. Don't feel pressured to have a traditional wedding. Obviously, most brides, that's their dream, to have, a typical wedding, but the way to cut the most costs is to elope. And I've actually thought about this, looking back on my wedding day, is that sometimes it would have been easier just to take my closest, immediate family and closest friends and just take them somewhere and elope. So that's also an option for you. But hopefully this helps you prioritize and come up with at least some ideas of what things you could potentially cut out of the budget. So if you have any other questions, definitely continue to email in any questions you have. And thank you, Britt, for sending in your question. And like I said, there's a lot of information on our website that has great budget planning ideas and ways to save money. So definitely check that out. And I will see you next week. Thanks.